What's going on, you guys? Thank you for tuning into my first ever video on Alejandro's Hobbies, where we cover hobbies of Alejandro. We cover topics, we cover just the randomest stuff on this channel. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for showing me support by watching. Feel free to comment, subscribe. You're not obligated, but feel free to comment and subscribe if you can. Truly appreciate it. And yeah, let's get started with the video. So in this video, what I'm showing casing here is I'm showing the 1962 Custom. I end up showing a picture of the car in the beginning and towards the end. But yeah, this is my first time ever building something of this scale. I have the F1 car somewhere around here that my partner gave me, that my girlfriend gave me, but I don't know where it's at. But in comparison to the truck was for sure a lot more difficult. These beginning sections of the car weren't too difficult because it was all just like plates. You're setting up the frame, you're adding little axles for the wheels. This was not too bad. It was just a bunch of snap and go. I think throughout the video you will find some sort of mistakes I made, where I accidentally misplaced a Lego piece here or there, or perhaps I'm missing a Lego piece and I couldn't find it and I found it eventually. I will suggest that when you're doing something of this big, of this many pieces, doing it in a more wider table, a white table, so you know where everything's at. And instead of like my desk is full of Legos, full of a bunch of stuff, and it just made it difficult for me to find out certain pieces or find where certain pieces were. But yeah. And as you can see here, the book is pretty thick. Like for building this Lego, it came with, I believe, how many pages is this book? I have it right here. Nearly 65 pages of just how to build a Lego truck. It was good. It was fun. It was a fun piece. I think for sure I would take a break after doing something like this massive, because I think this Lego took me, I think 3-4 hours. This video sped up 4 times, if I recall correct. No, 31 times, sorry. The video sped up 31 times, and that's just because of how much video I had. I will admit I am a kind of slow Lego builder. I'm not too skilled as some of these other people may be. It took me a while though. I took about 4 breaks. Yeah, like 4 breaks. I took about 2.5 hours for my first section, about an hour and a half for the second section, and then I took about, if I recall correctly, 45 minutes, and then roughly like an hour for the next 2. So yeah, about like 3-4 hours. I was watching some videos in the little corner. I was watching a couple of Diecast videos. I'm really into these model cars. I'm really into the Legos as well. When it comes for details, I prefer the Diecast, but when it comes to just building something super cool, like the F1 car, the truck, it's just, yeah, I mean, you can never go wrong with the Lego. I also love how at certain points the truck feels so smooth when Lego is just when it's all known for bricks. You know, it's really cool to be able to see curvature inside their builds. And once again, I'm going to shout out my girlfriend for buying me this Lego. Shouts out to her. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't know if she feels comfortable me mentioning her name, but shouts out to her. I love her. Thank you for this Lego, babe. But yeah, here I am. I completed basically the floor of the truck, and I already had completed the bed of the truck by this point. I think you might see me get up a couple times to make sure the camera's still working. And yeah, there's the seat. It was a bench seat, so no, I remember these bench seats back when they first came out. No, I wasn't born in the era of bench seats, but I remember my father had a Cadillac with the bench seats, and it was all just a big row. Man, those were good times. But yeah, this is the Lego truck. The issues what I found was the issue with building the interior of the car. So like not the engine, but the interior, like the pedals, the dashboard, where the windshield would be attached. There's just so many little bits and pieces that if you don't properly connect them, or if you don't properly make sure that they're anchored to each other correctly, it can make the inside feel almost wobbly. And then when you continue to build and you try to stack Legos on top of those Legos, it can feel as if it's just loose, as if the Lego truck is just loose. And that's the one thing I don't like. You can see me towards the end, I'm just like burnt out. But building the engine for me was one of the best parts of the build. If I had to rank this, I would say the engine was probably the funnest. The bed of the truck was like probably the second best part, and then the interior was just not complying with me. Maybe other people had better experiences than I did, but it's like I have these big thumbs, I got these big fingers, these sausage fingers, and I have these little tiny pieces I have to make sure I snap into correctly. And if you see there in the corner where later the windshield wiper will connect to, that actually gave me an issue later on in the video. And that's just because I think I just wasn't either one properly snapping them in, or just because of how many Lego pieces there are in this build. I will admit this now, when you have such a big Lego with so many articulated, well, not articulated, but when you have so many Legos and pieces involved, you're bound to have some point of looseness, if that's the word, looseness, within the Lego. Like on the roof, you're gonna see me here trying to snap it in, but the roof is what gave me a bit of hard time. And you can see in the roof in the corner right there, the back of the where the headboard is at, I accidentally missed a piece, and you'll see me go back to it and be like, hey, where's this piece go? And you'll see me, I missed the piece. But yeah, the roof was for sure one of the ones that made me feel like this Lego there was a weak point of the Lego. The roof just felt really flimsy, and I don't where's the car? The car's over there on my desk right now, but as you can see, it just doesn't look like it's sitting sturdy. And as you can see throughout the video, I will struggle with making sure that the roof stays on, because the only thing keeping the roof on is these two pieces, these two tiny Lego blocks. And I feel like when you have such a detailed Lego build like this, I do expect some sort of like sturdiness when it comes to these builds. Same thing with the hood of the truck. The hood of the truck, you'll see, just wasn't snapping in correctly for me. I don't know if it's because I misplaced something. I don't know if it's because that's just how the Lego pieces are. But that's one of the things that I kind of was getting annoyed at. Is like, bro, this piece is not snapping in. It's not complying with me. It's like, it gives you like a little brain headache. But either way, it was a fun build. I really did enjoy this. I really enjoyed being able to customize the engine, from being able to go from like a flat hood to being able to go with the engine popping out. I love the engine popping out. I think it adds like a nice, how do you say, like a ferocious muscle car look to this truck. And I also like the fact that you can actually change the ride height of the truck. I don't know if I can show you here in the video, but you can actually change the height of the axle, so you can have the front of the car up, or the back of the car down, back of the car up, front of the car down, so you can change the way it sits. I prefer mine slammed, that's just because that's how I am. But overall, this build is very fun. I recommend checking out the other models they got. I didn't build a surfboard, just wasn't my thing, respectfully, but overall, man, this was a really fun Lego build. I do hope to pick up something else, maybe another F1 car, and showcase that for you guys. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment them. Feel free to let me know what you guys thought of the build. Let me know where I can improve in this video. And of course, here is the end result of the truck. As you can see here, it's a beautiful orange. The camera may not be able to pick it up, but let me change the lighting for you. There we go. It's a nice, a little bit brighter. But yeah, the orange is popping. The white is popping. You, of course, have the little stickers that you can, of course, add. I added some on the front, and I added some on the back right here. It really just feels like the car is yours. And it's always nice when you can personalize these things. And of course, you have the little timing belt, I'm guessing. I'm not a car mechanic, so I don't know much about cars. But This little thing is actually spins, so that's really cool. The hood is able to open, so you can actually see the beautiful engine inside. Wheels feel really quality. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like an actual replica of a car. Of course, you can see the doors do open. One thing I will say about this build is that the doors don't fully close, both on that side and on this side. So you can see here that there's like a little gap, so it doesn't like smoothly shut, which is where my gripe with this build comes in, is that if you are getting something of this mass, just be aware that sometimes the parts may not sit as flush as you would like to expect, in comparison to like the dinosaur over here, where everything just fits nicely, snaps smoothly. But like I mentioned, there's the inside, really detailed inside. You see the little stick shift, the clutch, all the gauges. It's a nice car. It's a nice car. I really do enjoy this car. I enjoy looking at it. I enjoy building it. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's nice. Like I said, highly recommend checking it out if you guys can. Being able to build this car was really complex, but I think it also was a good challenge, though. I can't lie, it was a good challenge. Nothing else much more to say. Yeah. Like I said, keep building. Be safe out there. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.